everyone, this week's video is going to be about how to achieve longer naps during the day. Now this is by far one of the biggest challenges parents face, one of the most talked about topics that parents talk about, and it is a big issue out there. So I'm going to give you a few tips on what to do moving forward in the event that you have a cat napper on your hands. So look, my number one tip to begin with is to work on self-soothing, because what happens is babies have a sleep cycle. So from the age of 3 to 4 months, everyone knows about the 4-month regression, they get a sleep cycle, which is 45 minutes. What happens at the end of that 45 minutes? They go into a light sleep phase. When they come out of that light sleep phase, if something is different to what they experienced when they went to sleep, they will wake up. And if they are getting put to sleep by feeding or holding or rocking, they remember this. They remember being nurtured like this. So when you then change that and you put them down in their cot or bassinet and they're asleep and you walk away, what generally happens after 40-45 minutes, they will wake up because they don't remember being put down there. They remember this. And then when they're down in this different environment, they're kind of wondering how the hell they got there and now what do they do now? So then you usually have to recreate what you did 40-45 minutes ago for them to get back into a different or another sleep cycle. So the best way to change that to begin with is to work on self-soothing. So this is for babies obviously older than the newborn phase. The newborn phase, it's normal and expected for babies to catnap. That's very normal. But beyond that 3 to 4 month mark, we can certainly start to work on some self-soothing strategies. And inside the app has everything you need to know on how to do some self-soothing. But look, just as a quick snippet, room environment definitely plays a key part here. You know, having white noise and having the room dark can definitely increase your chances of a successful and a longer nap. You know, having a full tummy is absolute key. So anyone who's ever worked with me, anyone who's in the app knows how important calories is when it comes to linking sleep cycles and getting a longer nap or sleep in general. But first of all, like I said in the beginning, is self-soothing. So my first tip is to concentrate on falling asleep independently. Once your baby has learned the skill of falling to sleep independently, then we can start to link sleep cycles. And the best way to do that in some cases is to just give them space, give them a little bit of time. If they wake up after the 40 or 45 minute mark, as long as they've put themselves to sleep to begin with, give them a little time. See what they do. They might surprise you. And this is the thing. When they wake up and they whinge and grizzle, as long as they're not hitting 0 to 100 instantly and you think something's wrong, then of course you've got to go and find out what's going on. But if they're waking up and having a bit of a whinge and grizzle, you know, if they've put themselves to sleep to begin with, you've just got to try and give them the opportunity because they might do that. And in terms of time, look, I'd say maximum of 10 minutes, depending on the age of your child. If your child is, you know, under the age of 6 months, I would go on the cautious side of that and you go off the time that you're comfortable with. So if that's 4 minutes, that's 5 minutes, go with 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever time you're comfortable with. But as each and every day goes by, if you're seeing improvement, increase that time by a minute every other day just to see how they go. There's something about just giving them a little bit of time that some cases they figure it out. They know what to do and they go back into that next sleep cycle. But unless you give them the opportunity, they're not going to do that. And like I said, the opportunity has to be there in every other way. It comes down to timings, it comes down to room environment, it comes down to calories, it comes down to a whole other heap of things, which obviously is inside the app, and anyone in there will know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the puzzle. So as long as all those pieces are together, we should be able to achieve a longer nap with practice and time and consistency. Another way to achieve a lengthier nap, particularly for babies between 3 and 6 months of age, is to offer some hands-on settling. However, I usually advise if your hands-on settling isn't successful within 10 to 15 minutes, forget it. Just abort, get your baby up, take your baby out and start your baby's next wake window from when you bring them out of the bedroom. Just because what you don't want to feel like you're doing is you're in that room all day trying to get your baby back to sleep, and you're just wasting your time, you're just wasting your day, you're just frustrating yourself, your baby's getting frustrated, and that's the last thing you want to try and do. All you want to try and do is give it a go, and after 10 or 15 minutes, if it doesn't work, don't worry about it. All you can do is try again next nap. So there is a lot more information on resettling, relinking sleep cycles, steps on how to achieve that depending on your baby's age inside the app. But for those of you who don't have the app, hopefully this information is helpful enough to get you on the right track. So hopefully these few tips help, and I will see you next week's video.